We met when we were pretty young, in our teen years, and then ended up getting married when I was 21 and 19. About 2 years after that, we decided to have our first child, and Amberley got pregnant with our son, Elijah. I grew up in a Christian home and grew up in church, and Am's story is a little different, but for me, I just had this kind of idea that everything was going to be perfect and everything was going to go to plan.
I went into labour and we were at a small town birthing clinic, and it was about an hour away from any hospital. When he came out, the midwife placed him on me and roughed him up a little bit, and as you do, just to get the baby to take their first breath and cry. And he just wasn't making any noise, he wasn't crying, there was nothing.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the room was filled with nurses which came running in from I don't even know where, still to this day. It just filled up out of nowhere with a half a dozen different medical staff and emergency staff. I remember just catching a break between two of them where I could see him and caught his eyes and just fell in love with this baby boy who up until then I'd never met. And it was like Amberley said, it was absolutely surreal. It didn't feel like we were just numb. In that moment, we just went numb with the shock of everything.
All the medical reports were so negative, and he was sent back to Waikato from Auckland to die. And yeah, just day after day, it was just negativity, and he was pretty much written off. But he made it, and he survived, and we took him home after 3 months, which was a miracle.
In that time, Elijah was diagnosed with a thing we'd never heard of before called charge syndrome. And it's basically an acronym for a whole bunch of different things. But for Elijah, what that means is he's deaf in both ears, he has a trachea in his throat, he had a massive hole in his heart, and a whole bunch of other physical challenges that he's had to overcome.
When we got home, it was like reality sunk in, and it was so hard. We had so many sleepless nights. He vomited all the time. We couldn't leave his side. It was really, really hard work, and it was really intense on us as a couple and on our marriage. We fought a lot, and we pretty much hated each other. We knew that somewhere deep down we loved each other. So we decided to get marriage counselling, and we wanted to work on it, and we just wanted to fall in love again.
At the time, we were still going to church as a family. I was so angry deep down at God, and so angry that I didn't even know how angry I was. That part of my heart was in so much pain that I just chose to avoid it. I didn't want to touch that area of my connection with God because I knew it was ugly, and I knew that it was filled with hate. This knot began to stir, and it just came on up, and as it came up, it just erupted out of me. And in that moment, it's like the depth of that pain in my heart just exploded out, and all I could say was, I hate you, God. I felt like I ran as far as I possibly could from him, only to find that he was waiting there for me. And we found him in the midst of our pain, and we thought we were the furthest we could get from him. We thought we were at our most ugly, and that's where he was waiting for us, and that's where he loves us. We discovered he'd been there all along.
Since Elijah, God's taken us on an amazing healing journey, and we've had 3 beautiful daughters, healthy daughters, and we love life, and we're travelling, doing what we love in music and working with worship teams, and yeah, we love it.